I understand that the Teamsters are involved now because Jimmy Hoffa Jr., I guess, wants to get hold of you. Is that correct?
Remember last week I said that we had discovered that the funding behind Bauman was coming from the Teamsters.
Teamsters, yes, correct.
And that I felt that Teamsters, if they realized at the rank-and-file level that someone was planning to use their money to move a church, in essence, a very sacred place, that they might not exactly go along. Well, let me read you a letter which was posted on the web this evening.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, I am a member of CWA, and I've always tried to support my union brothers and sisters by buying union and attending pickets and rallies when the need was there. It sickens me to think that my fellow union brothers and sisters would be party to the desecration and destruction of this Native American sacred ground. It is incredible to me that a fellow brother and sisterhood would sit back and let their money fund such a travesty. I feel so strongly about it, I will be boycotting those union locals and their services and telling my friends and relatives around the world to boycott the respective parent unions. It pains me to think, as an ex-Teamster and current AFL-CIO member, that I would have to even consider doing this. I hope that my words do not fall on deaf ears. If this was the tomb of Jesus or Mohammed, would it even be considered? All I can say is that please consider what you are funding and decide that the right thing to do is to preserve the site as a whole. Stop the destruction before it is too late.
Toward that end, it's gone all the way to the top. Jimmy Hoffa Jr. has, I guess, he's in Florida now, as I understand it.
There is a meeting, of executive committee meeting of the Teamsters here in Miami, oddly enough, and tonight we got a fax from a gentleman in Milwaukee who says, breaking news, I have talked with the vice president to be Mr. Fred Gagrari, Local 75, Green Bay, Wisconsin. I explained the entire story, sending many faxes with website numbers so he can research the story. He informed me that Jimmy Hoffa Jr. is in Miami, Florida right now for an AFL-CIO convention meeting Wednesday at the Fontainebleau. I called them at the Hilton and spoke with a person of the union, and he said we are having an executive committee meeting.
Mm-hmm.
After more research, full details, he is going to let Hoffa Jr. know what is happening. Richard, take some of your experts and Native American leaders and go and talk with Jimmy Hoffa. That's what we're going to do.
I think that's good advice. Very good advice. Very good.
Well,
indeed.
There has been a groundswell at the grassroots that this is simply wrong.
So there was nothing definitive from the city council meeting.
Well, the
today.
Miami City Council, which is really called the Miami City Commission,
yes,
which is a kind of a parallel organization to the Miami Dade County City Commission,
yes,
held a meeting this morning at 10 a.m. and we attended. It was packed. We were not, unlike the Miami-Dade County Commission meeting, allowed to speak. Mayor Carollo flatly forbid anyone except the visiting mayor, Mayor Alex Pinellas, and Katie Sorensen, who was one of the commissioners, reminds me a lot of Frances Barwood, frankly, and Merritt Steerheim, who was the city manager, the county manager.
So the sign of the circle was taken up.
Yes.
Good, okay.
And there was presentation at an official level. At the end of the meeting, it was very clear that what we have here are politicians who are mired in indecision.
Well, and there's a reason for that, Richard.
Neither group wants to go first.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're afraid of a lawsuit.
Well, one of the things they're afraid is a huge lawsuit.
Yeah, of course. Michael Bauman, understandably, I mean, this guy's not in a good position either. He's losing money every single day. He doesn't move with this development, I'm sure. On that score, I feel sorry for him. He's stuck in the middle.
Under the laws of eminent domain, apparently, if he was approaching this in an intelligent fashion, he could recoup all his costs, reasonable profit, and I was told tonight that he could expect something like $25 million in a buyout. However, because eminent domain is ultimately adjudicated by a jury, when one of the commissioners told me this, I said, a jury, you mean of real people? And he said, yes. And I said, well, considering that he hasn't let Native Americans pray, he's refused to sell at any price, he's refused the county offer to buy time, literally to pay his costs over and beyond the February 26th date so the appropriate archaeology and assessment can be done.
I keep hearing rumors he might sell, and then
there was some discussion tonight that it was all a ploy to basically jack the price up.
Oh.
If it goes to eminent domain, and that's true, then the jury could award him $1 and change. I mean, this is a political process. I don't know what the strictures are because I haven't researched the law that carefully,
What
but
a
I do
mess.
know that if he expects anything between 8 and 25 million, juries tend to award based on good faith, and Mr. Bauman is not exhibiting good faith because every reasonable approach, including meetings for discussion, including experts allowed to survey the rest of the site, have all been rebuffed.
Although, to be fair, we don't know what kind of pressure he's under.
Well, if there is pressure, then that needs to be made.
I'm sure he's under serious financial pressure, Richard. I'm sure he is.
But there are all kinds of deals I found. I mean, I'm becoming an expert in Miami real estate. The longer I stay here.
Richard, there's a bulldozer sitting out there. What's going on?
Well, no, the bulldozer left.
It left.
Now, let me tell you how it left.
Good for the bulldozer.
We had extraordinary help from Mark Diamond and Hector Lopez and many other people in working all weekend through till about 4 or 5 a.m. on Sunday morning to get a webcam. The Miami Circle cam is sitting in a skyscraper looking down on the circle in downtown Miami. And if you go to the website right now...
Can you see it day or night?
Day or night, it is there.
Okay, so it's on...
And tomorrow night we're going to have image intensifier optics, so we'll actually be able to show the circle itself, in the darkness.
Good.
You can see demonstrators, you can see cops, you can see archaeologists, you can see incredible activity. That went into operation about 4 a.m. on Sunday night.
Due to the heroic efforts of?
Mark Diamond and Hector Lopez and many others. There's also the person who was loaning us the facility, but we want to keep him kind of in the dark because, frankly,
okay,
I don't want anybody to know where the camera is.
Understand. I think that I have a link on my site and you have one on yours?
We absolutely do.
Okay,
you can go
good.
through enterprisemission.com, you can go through artbell.com, or wolflodge.com, or miamicircle.com.
And that's a real live time.
It's a live image. Miami is on global television. The web worldwide, and believe me, the politicos know this. That was part of the jockeying today.
So in other words,
it's on television.
Yeah, they got tired of having their bulldozer be a star.
And it went away. It went away at 8 o'clock on Monday morning, right at the news that Joshua Billig had said no. The guy who was the operator apparently showed up. There were a whole bunch of Native Americans and other folks demonstrating from 6 a.m. on the bridge overlooking the site. He went to turn on the bulldozer, and there were such catcalls and such furor with that camera looking that instead of going in to proceed to bulldoze around the circle preparatory to the dig, he simply opened the gate and drove it out, and it went away.
Good for him.
So we had a major win. There was a significant retreat on the part of bulldozing the darn thing down. And we now have bought enough time for the political process, which is in the form of a major commission meeting of the county now on Thursday, as well as action by the governor. The governor, for the first time, Governor Jeb Bush, responded tonight on the NBC News with a rather remarkable question, Art. Remember all the tens of thousands of faxes that have been going to the governor's office?
Yes, of course.
The governor said on live television, looking into the camera, "But how do we know this is truly historic?" So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we have to let the governor know that this is truly historic. We have to continue to send those faxes.
No. I think the governor's statement, Richard, simply says it all. In other words, we don't know that it's not. And until we know that it's not, then nothing should happen to it.
Well, of course.
And so that's what that says. Now, we've got very little time. Give out quickly the numbers you would like faxed.
Okay, the key numbers here are Governor Jeb Bush. He needs to know this is historic. And let me tell you how historic. The head of the Smithsonian Ethnology Division says it's the most unique thing he's ever seen. It has to be preserved.
All right. We don't have time, so...
Okay. His fax number, the governor's fax number here in Florida.
Yes.
Jeb Bush, 850, area code.
Yep.
487. 0801.
Okay, that's 850-487-0801, Governor Jeb Bush.
Yep. The Teamster fax number in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
202 624
Right.
8722. If you're a union member and you sympathize with that exquisite letter I read a little while ago, let them know your thoughts. Would you move someone else's church to build a parking lot?
Area code 202-624-8722. That's the Teamsters. All right, only a little time. Anything?
Finally, for the First Lady, let's continue to put pressure on the White House and Hillary Clinton and Al Gore to do something.
And Hillary Clinton's?
202-456-2461.
Okay, that's 202-456-2461, right?
Yep.
All right, Richard, well, listen, my friend, enjoy your stay in Miami. I guess you never imagined when you went down there for a brief visit that you were going to spend half of the rest of your life there.
I did not, but believe me, I have not, regretted any 1 minute of this. This
all right,
is
Richard,
extraordinary.
Time's up. Thank you for all your effort, and good night.
Stay tuned.